for pre-need, funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Troy Johns Brown, age 92, of Sylacauga, is this morning beginning at 10:30 from St. Jude Catholic Church in Sylacauga. Burial in the Pine Hill Cemetery in Talladega today at 2 p.m. Mrs. Brown died at the age of 92 on October 17th at Coosa Valley Nursing Home. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Arrangements are under the direction of Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, Sylacauga. Celebration of life service for Mildred Grace Lyle Story, age 96, is Saturday, October 21st at First Baptist Church of Childersburg. The viewing from noon until service time at 2 with the graveside to follow in Green Hill Cemetery. Donations are invited to First Baptist Church in lieu of flowers. Online memorials at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing Mildred Grace Lyle Story, age 96, died on October the 17th. Funeral service for James Jimmy Edward Thornton Jr., age 58. Sylacauga will be today at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home with Reverend Lee Walton officiating. Burial in the Shelvin Rock Cemetery. Mr. Thornton died Tuesday, October 17th at his residence. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Veronica LeJean Smith Parker, age 66, is today at 1 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home with Ronnie Forbes officiating. Also speaking will be Betty Hackett and Kristen Todd. Jean will be laid to rest in Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. She was a 1969 graduate of B.B. Comer High School. Visitation is this morning from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Funeral service for Mr. John Paul J.P. Bohannon, age 82, of Goodwater, is this afternoon at 1 o'clock from Goodwater Presbyterian Church. The Reverend Ronald Pete McElrath officiating. Burial in the Greenview Cemetery with veterans honors provided by the Alexander City Veterans Honor Guard. Mr. Bohannon died Wednesday, October 18th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. He was a member of the Goodwater Presbyterian Church. Flowers will be accepted or a memorial contribution may be given to the Goodwater Presbyterian Church, P.O. Box 72, Goodwater 35072. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City directing. Funeral service for Mr. Willie Edward Ball, age 67, is today at 2:30 from King's Chapel, UCC. Interment in the Church Cemetery. Sims Funeral Service, Talladega directing. Marilyn White Green, age 85, died Wednesday, October 18th at her residence. Funeral Mass will be celebrated Saturday morning at 10 a.m. from St. Francis Church at 722 East Street South in Talladega, followed by burial in the Thornhill Cemetery at the family farm. The family will receive guests at the house following the service. In lieu of flowers, a family request donation be made to the Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrians, 29401 Alabama Highway 21 South, Talladega 35160. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega directing. Of course, Ms. Green was one of the co-founders of the Mariana Green Henry Special Equestrian Program in Talladega. Mr. Jack Miller, age 78, of Sylacauga, died on Thursday at his residence. Funeral arrangements are incomplete. They'll be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home. Ella Tootie Porter, age 80, died October 18th. Funeral arrangements to be announced later by Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary. And Mrs. Essie McKinney, age 96, died Thursday at Citizens BMC. Arrangements to be announced later by Sims Funeral Service, Talladega. These obituaries, a presentation of Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. For pre-need, you talk to Miss Doris Thrash, a longtime pre-need consultant at Curtis and Son Funeral Home. for those pre-need questions you might have, or you want to talk in depth about the pre-need. And of course, we urge you to consider that, because so many families are stunned at the loss of a loved one, and oftentimes they've not really prepared for it. You can prepare in advance, and you won't have to face all those difficult questions at the time of death. Talk to Ms. Doris Thrash about pre-need funeral planning at 256-245-4361, Courteous & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.